Welcome to another CPG webcast, a service of CPG Matters. I'm your host, John Karolefski. Thank you for joining us. Today we're talking about mobile apps. Mobile marketing is growing in use by manufacturers, retailers, and shoppers. But are retailer-produced apps more effective than third-party ones? Should marketers invest more brand dollars in mobile apps? If so, which ones are better than others? Joining me to answer those questions and more is Michael Schiff, Managing Partner of Partners in Loyalty Marketing, a Chicago-based consultancy. Michael, I understand there are two types of mobile apps. Could you explain the differences and give us some examples?
Sure. There are mobile apps that retailers develop, for example, Cartwheel by Target and Just For You by Safeway. They engage shoppers based on their purchase habits and give them offers that are geared specifically for them. Then there are third-party apps that other retailers use to engage shoppers. Some examples are Shopkick and iBeacon.
So if iBeacon doesn't tie into a shopper's purchase history, how does it work?
It uses low-frequency Bluetooth signals to provide shoppers with product information, digital coupons, and other incentives based on their precise location in the store. Signals from the beacons communicate with compatible Apple and Android devices, resulting in a wide range of advertising and educational messages being directed to participating shoppers. There's actually a lot of interest about the new mobile apps and how they are faring. The key question is, what are the results from these new shiny objects? Do they lead to increased sales?
Well, do they? Or perhaps the question should be, what kind of mobile app is really succeeding in the marketplace right now? Retailer-produced ones or third-party?
The iBeacons of the world are in their infancy, so it's probably too early to tell. But in the end, the retailer apps will probably be more successful.
Why is that?
Well, the retailer apps are aligned with the shopper's loyalty data, so they can take advantage of what consumers are already buying, as opposed to a third party which has to engage with them before getting that history.
So if I'm a brand marketer with limited funds, I should invest in a retailer-produced app instead of a third-party mobile app, right?
Well, it depends. The retailer app gives you the added benefit of working with the retailer. And obviously they're pushing their own technologies. You may not have an option if you want to do a retail promotion. You have to join or participate in their program. If you go with a retailer app, you need to go from retailer to create a national program. Obviously there are going to be gaps. So going through a third party gives a brand exposure to other accounts. Third-party apps, depending on their scale, could get you that in one fell swoop.
Even though mobile apps of any kind are growing in popularity and use, not every major chain is involved. Why aren't they?
Well, it takes a lot of time, and they may not have the infrastructure set up. In today's world, investing in mobile apps is not something that is always top of mind for stores, or whether it's the right thing. It's debatable. I haven't seen any research that proves that a consumer shops at a certain store just because it has an app. If anything, the app may get them to buy another item. Stores that have trouble getting bodies in the door aren't necessarily focused on getting incremental purchases. A mobile app may get the shopper to go down an aisle they might not have gone down, and that leads to an incremental purchase, but it's not actually getting more traffic into the store.
Okay. Well, now taking a closer look at the apps themselves, are there any features they must have to make them more desirable for shoppers?
Sure. To be successful, they need to be tied to some offer or discount. The ones that are more come down here or just take a picture of the product are more of a game. People aren't looking at the product. They're not really learning. A mobile app should be relevant to each unique shopper by tying it to their purchasing. It could be tied to their actual purchase history or something they self-report during the registration process. The experience is certainly not one size fits all.
Okay, well, brand marketers can invest in a lot of different promotions. Why should they get involved with mobile apps if they haven't done so already?
Well, one obvious reason is to prove relations with the retailer. These programs are not that expensive. If you do a mobile app instead of a circular, there's a lot less cost involved. The I in the ROI goes down dramatically. Also, it's another tool that marketers have at their disposal to introduce a new product. Give somebody an offer. Later on, it helps to keep the brand top of mind when consumers plan a shopping list or in the store to purchase the product.
Okay, very good. Any closing thoughts?
Marketers and retailers that are not involved with mobile apps yet certainly haven't missed the boat. Yes, it is growing and will only continue to grow, For no other reason, you don't want to be left completely behind or have to play a lot of catch-up. So it's probably not a bad idea to start, or at least put a portion of the budget into testing and learning.
Thanks, Michael. To follow up with Michael Schiff, you can call him at 312-932-0285 or send him an email at michaels@partnersilm.com. For more information about Partners in Loyalty Marketing, please visit www.partnersilm.com. Until the next time, this is John Karolefski signing off for CPG Matters and Partners in Loyalty Marketing.